Hi, I'm Ryan Szymanski, curator for Battleship New Jersey Museum and Memorial, and today we found my favorite airplane. So we are on board the aircraft carrier Yorktown in Charleston, South Carolina, and even though we've visited several aircraft carriers previously on this channel, this is the first one I found that has a Hellcat in it. The Grumman F6F Hellcat is absolutely my favorite aircraft of World War II, probably of all time, although I do love the Maryland National Guard's A-10 Warthogs, but definitely World War II. And I would argue that the F6F Hellcat is the best carrier fighter of World War II. The Hellcat is it's not a direct growth, but it is in the Cat family, which we talked about in the Tomcat video down below. But basically, it's a significantly improved Wildcat. When the United States enters World War II, their fighter planes tend to be Brewster Buffaloes and Grumman Wildcats. And while the Buffalo absolutely can't stand up to Zeros, the Wildcat is also outclassed, and the Zero is without a doubt the best fighter in the world in 1941, 1942, with its range, its armament, and maneuverability. And it proves it against American fighters early in the war through those critical carrier battles. So Grumman develops a similar but significantly larger and more robust model of the Wildcat, which they call the Hellcat. The Hellcat looks so much like the Wildcat. Both have been described as flying beer bottles. Here we're at the base of the bottle with the neck going back towards the tail. That Japanese pilots initially thought they were fighting Wildcats. And one of their favorite maneuvers when fighting a Wildcat is to just fly up. The Zero has a much higher service ceiling than the Wildcat. So if a Wildcat tries to follow, it's a slower, heavier, less powerful aircraft. And eventually it's going to stall, and then the Zero can dive and destroy it. Well, the Hellcat has a significantly more powerful engine. Look at how beefy that engine is on the nose of this plane. And it was able to chase the Zeros up to altitude, and the Zeros were the ones that were stalling out earlier, and the Wildcats were able to take them. It has significantly more survivability than a Zero between the self-sealing fuel tanks and just being a more robust, heavier aircraft. And the Hellcat accounts for 75% of Japanese aircraft shot down during World War II. This is primarily because when the Hellcat enters the scene, the cream of Japanese aviation has either been destroyed in these carrier battles where American and Japanese planes just shot each other to pieces, or when it enters the scene, the Japanese think they're fighting Wildcats, and some really good pilots are caught unawares and taken out. So then the Hellcat for the rest of the war is put up against a series of less and less well-trained enemy pilots, including kamikaze pilots, and this thing with its 650 caliber machine guns is just able to chew them to pieces. Every fifth round in a link of ammunition for these is a tracer, and every second and fourth round is incendiary, with the first and third rounds being just regular solid shots, so that you can see where the bullets are going, and you can punch through armor if you're shooting a bomber, or a Zero with a not self-sealing fuel tank, you can light it on fire real easily. So these things just absolutely chew through the Zeros. They've got good range, they've got good survivability, they've got great firepower. They can carry bombs, and they can carry late war rockets. And this robustness leads to the number of fighters deployed on carriers goes up, and the number of bombers and torpedo planes go down. These single-use aircraft are used less and less. And that brings us to the modern day, where now basically a carrier's entire air group is fighter bombers, with a handful of fighters that can do refueling, helicopters for anti-submarine warfare, a couple of Hawkeyes for aerial reconnaissance, but primarily a modern American carrier has squadrons of F-18 fighter bombers and F-35s. And that really starts with the Grumman Hellcat. So what's your favorite World War II carrier fighter? let me know in the comments section down below. The Corsair proved to be a better carrier fighter by late war, but 75% of Japanese aircraft. Can you believe the work that this big chungus did? But anyway, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section down below. I'm interested in seeing what you think. Battleship New Jersey receives operating support from the New Jersey Department of State, also from a number of other businesses and private individuals like yourselves. If you would like to support the restoration of a museum ship, there's a link in the description below for Patriots Point's donate page. Feel free to donate to help them with the preservation of USS Yorktown and Laffey. You can support Battleship New Jersey by liking, sharing, and subscribing so more people find out about our channel and our museum. Thanks for watching.